Hello mga katribu! It's Monday today and we need to be motivated. I'm Katlia Mit, your host for today. And this is Kalingang KaTribu, our public service program for the Daily Tribune's 28 years. Diba? 20 years na po ang Daily Tribune. But before we introduce our guest, let me promote to you our website, of course. We have all the latest news in our website that's called tribune.net.ph. And of course, nasa social media din po kami, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And syempre naman, meron po kaming YouTube channel and it's called Tribune Now. Of course, dahil crisis tayo ngayon, we are going to let you read us for free on Press Reader. Tingnan nyo lang po kami sa Press Reader. And of course, we also have a Daily Tribune app sa Apple for iOS users and Google Play for Android users. Of course, meron din kaming Viber. So, watch out for us in our Viber. And as well as, si Torcito, our mascot. So, you can have all the fun downloading and conversing with your friends with our Torcito emoticons, the link which you will see in the video link right after this. So, for today, we have a very inspiring host. She's actually a woman of many feats and interests. I've known her for quite mga ilang years na rin in covering the beat. We covered the beat together. She was a lifestyle journalist for 2 decades before transitioning to life coaching. So ano ba yung life coaching? We'll know it later because she'll discuss about it. So she also for fun, she does Kundalini yoga and improv. Malalaman din natin yan later ano ba yung improv. She's get this, yung mantra niya, and I think most of us girls will be able to relate, is that, take note ha, in work and in love, there is no need to settle. Oh, I'd like to hear more about that later. And for this afternoon, let's welcome certified life coach and founder of Work Smart, Love Smart Coaching. Please welcome Coach Em Guevarra. Hello, Em. How have you been?
Hi, Kat.
Hi.
Hello,
Long time no
everyone.
see. Yeah, let's greet our guest. So I'd really like to know, ano na ang ginagawa mo ngayon?
Well, in light of our topic,
Mhm.
Yes. So in connection with our topic, which is about thriving, so I'm happy to report that first of all, I've been doing my best to survive. Because what is survival? It's remaining alive, right? And
Yes.
healthy, hopefully, in spite of danger and hardships. And during this time, for sure, there is a real danger to our health. And I'm doing my part to observe health protocols and to keep myself healthy and to not contaminate others.
Yeah.
On the thriving part, well, I'm also doing my best, and it doesn't mean that just because I'm a coach, it's not challenging for me.
Yes.
Perhaps I can give more examples later on, but yeah, I've been. It's been extra challenging, but I'm happy also to share that there have been actual gains, and the past 4 or 5 months hasn't been entirely dismal. I've accomplished quite a few things, and I'm proud of myself, and maybe I can also give examples later. So that's how it's been.
Yeah, kasi di ba 5 months, 6 months na going through the pandemic. So, lahat tayo naka-experience ng depression, anxiety. How do we deal with these strong emotions as a life coach?
Okay, let's talk about emotions. A big part of thriving
Mm-hmm.
involves embracing our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk about my emotions, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
a lot of you or some of you makaka-relate.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I live alone. My family's in Cebu. I have pets, but I will admit that in the course of this 4.5 months, I've had two breakdowns.
Mm-hmm.
One happened around the 7th week,
Mm-hmm.
and the second one happened around the 17th week.
Mm-hmm.
So there have been very strong feelings of, it's been a mix of loneliness
Mm-hmm.
because there hasn't been any physical conflict, social interaction that's physical for such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Financial worries,
Mm-hmm.
life coaching is badly hit. I had to cancel 4 workshops at the onset of this pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
It's been hard going.
Mm-hmm.
Frustration with the Wi-Fi, with the dating,
Mm-hmm.
anger because of what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
sadness because of what's going on the world over. Like,
Mm-hmm.
my God, like if you watch the news regularly, you can't help but not be affected.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
What do I do? I embrace all these feelings. I cry when I feel like it, when I need to. There's nothing wrong with feelings. They're just feelings. They're not you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want to emphasize.
Mm-hmm.
You can be angry, but you are not anger.
Mm-hmm.
You can be frustrated, but you're not frustration. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
you don't go so far as to call yourself a failure or a loser or hopeless just because
Mm-hmm.
you're feeling very strong emotions.
Mm-hmm. So basically yun. So
So
yeah, you can go ahead. Go ahead. You were about to say something more?
no, basically
That's
uh,
it. Yeah, 'di ba? We're
it's okay.
talking about
That's basically it.
yeah.
Just face your feelings.
Mm-hmm. How do you channel that? Like do you have to put it into action? Like you do have to kailangan mo bang maggumawa, maging productive to thrive during this time?
Ah, yes, definitely. You should do what you can.
Mhm.
You should do what you can.
Mhm.
Like I was saying earlier
Mhm.
when we were preparing, I don't want to write off 2020, even if sometimes there were
Mhm.
times I felt like doing it.
Mhm.
Um, but in the end, I'm still about thriving. And I believe that we can live our best life kahit na may pandemya.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hindi ibig sabihin na erase din with
Mhm.
the pandemic yung skills natin, yung abilities natin. We may have limited resources, but we
Mhm.
still have resources.
Mhm. Mhm.
Our own strengths are our resources, our creativity, our talents, the people around us. We can ask for help. We can pray.
Yeah.
We can rearrange our homes.
Yeah, oo.
I
So
have rearranged 3 areas of my homes, and
okay.
now it's more comfortable with all that.
Uh,
So yeah,
yeah. Well, so far, our talk's getting interesting. I have more questions, but let's take a short break for now.
In the days ahead, we need to lean on the values that make us a great company, the Malasakit, for which we are known, and the understanding that, as San Miguel, we stand for something far greater than ourselves, that we have the responsibility to extend a hand to those who most need it. It is our sense of duty and obligation, pagkakaisa and malasakit, that will see us through these difficult times. Kwentong Malasakit.
And we're back. Welcome again to Kalingang KaTribu. And earlier, we talked to Coach M. She's a life coach. And yung usapan natin kanina is thriving in the new normal. Kasi hindi lang naman importante na makasurvive tayo habang naghahanap pa ng vaccine yung mga researchers and scientists. Kailangan nag-thrive din tayo para, para maging positive pa rin. Para at the end of it all, we learn something. Right, Coach M? Is the power of gratitude, like being still grateful despite of everything that's happening, it's still important, right?
Oh, it's super important.
Mm-hmm.
When I find myself feeling low
Mm-hmm.
and anxious, it's always such a help when I remember to do my gratitudes. Let me first define what gratitudes are.
Mm-hmm.
So gratitudes is being grateful for
Mm-hmm.
things that are outside of you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it can be things that are done for you, things that it's not about you doing things. It's about things being done for you or things you're grateful for that's outside
Mm-hmm.
of you. Like you can be grateful for the sunshine, for your dogs, for your the food on your table, your good health,
Mm-hmm.
your nice hair,
Mm-hmm.
your ability to sing.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I feel down and I start being grateful for the little and big things that I actually have that are still working,
Mm-hmm.
I feel so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And the power of gratitude lies in the fact that it makes us feel that the world and the universe is a friendly place. It's a loving place,
Mm-hmm.
which it is.
Mm-hmm.
People are not out to get us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the power of gratitude.
How do you attain it? Like, is it easier to attain that power of gratitude, and in correlation to that, compassion? Kasi yun yung mga two values, no, that we have to siguro take into consideration, take into mind. How do you suppose it will help us thrive during this pandemic?
Okay. So I mentioned being grateful for your life.
Yes.
So that's one way of thriving
Mm-hmm.
during this pandemic. Compassion is another way.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to emphasize that it's this kind of compassion is the one that you feel and you exhibit towards yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
compassion for yourself. That will make you thrive. And I'll explain how.
Mm-hmm.
When we have compassion for ourselves, we don't beat ourselves up. We are forgiving towards ourselves. We are our own best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're your own best friend, what do? You pat yourself on the back, even if it's just for small wins. Like today, I actually got up. Or today, I was able to learn to cook pinakbet.
Oh, okay. You do cook.
So it's acknowledging yourself for the things you're able to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't beat yourself up, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
for things you failed, you're not able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because things are really hard, like objectively. It's really challenging.
Yeah.
This pandemic is
Mm-mm.
unprecedented. No one, walang naka-experience pa ng ganito
Mm-mm.
in their life. Our generation will always remember this year and
Mm-mm.
possibly the next for being the the crazy experience that it was, no, but it doesn't have to be crazy bad. It
Mm-mm.
can be crazy interesting, crazy challenging, but we don't have to come out of it, totally feeling like
Mm-hmm.
uh, losers,
Mm-mm.
because it's not even true.
Mm-mm.
Ang dami nating natututunan because of what we're going through. And I want us to be more compassionate and
Mm-hmm.
self-congratulatory about the things that we are actually able to accomplish. And huwag na tayo mag-dwell dun sa mga bagay na hindi natin nagagawa or hindi pa natin kayang gawin. Kasi lahat naman tayo nagre-recalibrate here. Eh.
Mm-mm.
Walang naka-expect nito, walang
Mm-mm.
nakapag-prepare. Diba?
Mm-mm.
It wasn't possible. So, the challenge is, diba, how do I recalibrate my goals? Anong pwede kong gawin given my circumstances now? Anong pwede kong gawin? Hindi yung, oh my God, hindi ko na kaya to, hindi ko na kaya yun, this and that. Diba? We can be more creative in our approach.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, I went from compassion to creativity and proactivity, but I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, it's good that you brought it up kasi 'di ba, you're a person with many interests and you found yourself stuck for 5 months. So your creativity and passion is bound to be affected, 'di ba? Maapektuhan 'yun eh. 'Di ba?
Yes, yes. Okay. Thankfully, the groups I belong to have all been and are still continue to be. They still continue to be very creative pagdating sa pag-adjust sa situation. Like my improv community, nagkaroon ng, they're still offering classes, nagkaroon kami ng shows, somehow, my Kundalini yoga class, my teacher continues to teach, my flamenco group, my teacher has found a way to effectively teach flamenco over Zoom. So, may mga paraan, pero talagang nakakaiyak kasi nakakamiss yung social interaction. But, what do you do, right? You adjust. You adjust. Malaking bagay na nung tinanggap ko na, shit, ganito na rin, mukhang matagal pa to. I think a lot of, like my second breakdown, ng 17th week, mainly happened kasi parang, yun na nga, parang I felt so helpless and frustrated na mukhang matagal pa to. Mukhang matagal pa to. And anong gagawin ko? And a lot of the load lifted nung tinanggap ko na mukhang ganito na to. So anong gusto mo mangyari? Diba? Anong gusto mo gawin sa buhay mo? Iyak ka na lang.
Yeah, true, tama. I mean, marami pa akong gustong question, Coach M, pero we'll take a short break and after we come back, we'll take netizen questions. I'm sure so super curious sila for your answers since they expect you to have, nuggets of wisdom as a life coach. So, friends, stay there and we'll be back.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Ikaw ba ay may pack na cooking skills at bonggang-bonggang level of singing performance? Kung oo, baka ikaw na ang hinahanap na Phoenix Super LPG Calderoque Royalty. Para sumali, sundin lamang ang nasa website ng Phoenix Super LPG Calderoque at i-upload ang inyong best video na kumakanta habang nagluluto. I-like at i-follow ang Phoenix Super LPG page. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Sarap pala magluto. Sali na!
And now we're back, mga katribu. That was an interesting first few minutes with Coach M. So before we proceed with your questions, I'm sure you're excited for me to ask her. Let's greet our viewers. There's Miss Nikki Esmero and Miss Trisha Arsenas. And we have a question here. Get this. The question is, after you have embraced and expressed your emotions, what then?
Okay, what then? Well, first of all, the time you spend embracing your feelings is not time wasted. It's your way of processing what's going on. And you don't stop at embracing your feelings. You ask yourself why you are feeling those feelings. And if you're honest enough, you will get to answers that will make you know yourself better and will hopefully propel you to your next steps forward.
Okay. True. Yung moving forward, it's important, right?
For example, when I realized I was feeling,
Yes, go ahead. You may go ahead.
sorry,
Yeah, you may go ahead.
yeah, for example, like I mentioned, mag-isa ako. I was feeling so lonely, diba? I ended up listening to a podcast by one of my idols, si Brené Brown. And she discussed loneliness, diba? Parang, kaya pala ako malungkot. So kung naiintindihan mo yung sarili mo, hindi na siya mystery, di ba? Kaya ako malungkot. No wonder, di ba? So, anong gagawin ko about it?
Yes.
So, if connections are really that important, then I will do my best, no, to help myself.
Yeah.
Di ba? If I touch base with my groups kahit na once a week or once every 2 weeks, it does wonders. That's what I realized. So there, you don't stop at embracing your feelings, correct?
Yeah.
You ask yourself why you're feeling those feelings.
Yeah. It's good that you mentioned about feelings kasi may isang netizen tayo. Sabi niya, I read ha, it's from Melina from Cainta. And she said, and I quote, kahit nung wala pang COVID, it's been an issue with me lately. Feeling ko, no one ever appreciates me. No one understands kahit sabihin ko nararamdaman ko. People make me feel that all these experiences are invalid. What does it mean?
What's the question?
Yung parang Melina from Cainta, she has these feelings already before the COVID, pero parang mas na amplify siya, pero parang feeling niya invalid lahat ng feelings niya. So, what do you advise for people na parang they felt invalidated with their feelings?
Okay. I'll go back to having compassion for yourself.
Yes.
What's her name? Our caller's name?
Melina.
What?
Melina. Melina.
So,
Yes.
So, Melina. Gusto ko lang i-remind sa'yo and to everyone else that yung binibigay natin pagmamahal sa ibang tao, ibigay muna natin sa sarili natin. Diba? I'm sure ikaw may kasama ka siguro sa bahay na you try to serve, you try to be, a good companion to. Pero are you being a good companion to yourself? How do you talk to yourself? How do you treat yourself? If you're constantly invalidating yourself, then natural, you will feel bad. Uh, Whereas if you talk to yourself as if you were your own child or you were your own best friend, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Sipin mo, how would you talk to yourself?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a sound advice. Actually, you start with yourself talaga. 'Di ba? Parating sinasabi na in order for you to be okay, you have to be okay yourself so that you can share yourself and be compassionate with other people. 'Di ba? That's a
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
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 So,
Yung sinasabi ko
yeah.
nga, yung key talaga to thriving, I
Mm-hmm.
was telling you earlier,
Mm-hmm.
before we started,
Mm-hmm.
it's not what most people think. It's not achievements, it's not accomplishments. The key to thriving, whether it's pandemic or it's not pandemic,
Mm-mm.
is self-care.
Mm-mm.
It's self-care.
Mm-mm.
So all of the things I mentioned, embracing your feelings,
Mm.
being grateful for your life, having compassion for yourself, asking people in your life to help you, lahat yun is
Mm.
all about self-care. And because you're taking care of yourself, you're able to take care of others better kasi masaya ka. You
Yes.
have to be happy
Mm-mm.
in
So,
order to make others happy. Kaya sobrang importante na you have fun.
eto naman Coach M, merong ano dito, comment si Benji from QC. Sabi niya, ang laki ng pagbabago ngayon dahil sa pandemya. And then we hear all these horrible news from all these entities, especially in social media. It is not hard to see why people are struggling this year. Comment. Any thoughts about that comment?
I heard social media. Social media, wala akong problema with social media in the sense that I see its value to myself, diba? I'm able to connect with my friends. I'm able to see what's going on. Naiintindihan ko yung pulso. I hear the news usually earlier in social media than in on TV or other means. Pero the way we use social media will really affect our emotions.
Okay. Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a comment here. It's from Kelly Sayre Fox. Sorry, Miss Kelly, if I mispronounce Sayre. But her comment is, you have to hear yourself before others will. Great advice, Coach M.
You have to hear
You
yourself.
have yourself before others will. Great advice, Coach M. She just complimented you, Miss Fox, Kelly Fox.
Thank you. Coach Kelly, I know Coach Kelly and she's actually my coach.
Mm-hmm.
That's how important coaching is to me and
Yeah.
to my life. I believe in coaching so much and Coach Kelly is helping me thrive during this pandemic. So thanks for listening in, Kelly.
Oh, okay. There's a follow-up question from Miss Kelly, and the question is, how often do you focus on being grateful? Oo nga naman. Parang, how often do you focus on being grateful?
I try to be grateful every day. And sometimes twice, thrice a day. Again, every time I feel low, I just start enumerating what I'm grateful for. Not all the time. I mean, I'm not perfect, but most of the time, and if I'm managed to do that, really, it works for me. It makes me feel good, even if it's just about like being grateful that there's running water, being grateful there's electricity, kahit ano, just thank the heavens for what you have. and immediately you will feel more positive.
Yeah, that's a really great advice, Coach M. So, marami pa kaming questions actually, pero we have this time lang. Pero for those of our viewers who want to reach you, how can they reach you?
Oh, well, first of all, I think there's a series. I'm gonna be your guest for the next 3 Mondays here,
Okay.
and we will be able to cover a few more topics. So, uh, well, one way is to tune in again next Monday. We have an interesting topic, which is what women want.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
sneak peek.
I like
It's a
that.
sneak peek into one of the talks,
Yeah.
which deals with like tips for the modern but kind of clueless man. Dating tips.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Um,
Okay. Okay, go ahead. And you have social media?
and then they can yes. They can follow me on my Instagram at WorkSmartLoveSmart
Mm-hmm.
and my Facebook page, Life Coach M Guevara.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can just PM me anytime. I also offer life coaching, one-on-one life coaching at 60% off during this pandemic. So you might be interested in finding out how life coaching can help you, and I can offer a free strategy consultation, and we can take it. You can take it from there. So that's it. And I hope to see them again next Monday.
Yeah, that's great. Guys, you should drop Coach Em a question. She's really approachable, and from the many years that I've known her, sobrang sensible ang mga sagot ni Coach M. So, yeah,
I
of
try.
course. Yeah.
Sensible, most.
Yes, sensible. But anyway, any final words, Coach M, that you'd like to share about the topic that we discussed today?
Again,
Any?
for my
Yeah, go ahead.
last.
Yeah.
Okay, so for a final message, I just want to say that we can live our best life in spite of the pandemic, and the key is self care. Take care of yourself. Take care of your emotions. Take care of your spiritual life. Be grateful, and just keep at it. Let's not write off 2020. There are still many things we can do with our abilities and the resources we actually have.
Oh, wait.
That's it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Very enlightening, very inspiring. And we'll see you again, perhaps the next sessions. Thank you very much. And that's it for today. But thank you, Coach M. See you next few weeks. Yeah.
Thank you, Kat.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Okay, before we wrap up Kalingang KaTribu, let me promote first our websites. Of course, there's tribune.net.ph, and pag meron kami Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, meron din po kami noon. And of course, all our episodes na mapapanood nyo, all our shows are going to be uploaded in our YouTube channel. It's called Tribune Now. Libre din kami sa press reader, so just look for us over there. And of course, Viber. We have Viber KaTribu. And of course, Starcito. Kung gusto nyong makikipaglaro sa amin with our own mascot, may mga message, ganyan. So, basically, that's it. Thank you very much, mga KaTribu, for tuning in this afternoon. This has been Katlia Meet, your host. And let me remind you again of Coach M's mantra in life. Sabi niya nga, in work and in love, there is no need to settle. Happy Monday, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Kalingang KaTribu.
Nais po naming humingi ng paumanhin sa anumang pag-aalalang na idulot ng ating bills ngayong Mayo at Hunyo. Di po namin inasahan ang naging hirap para sa ating lahat dulot ng COVID-19 pandemic.
Pero nakapagbasa na kami ng Metro, kaya ang May at June bills ay may actual meter reading na ng inyong konsumo. Ito ay maaaring bayaran ng installment depende sa inyong konsumo noong February 2020. Kung wala sa bahay o sarado ang shop noong ECQ, makikita ang adjustment sa inyong bills ng Mayo o Hunyo. Kung nabayaran na ang inyong estimated March at April bills, pwede itong i-refund sa aming business centers or i-apply sa susunod na bills. Para naman sa mga di nakatanggap ng bill noong Mayo, huwag pong mabigla kung mataas ang ating bill sa Hunyo dahil sakop nito ang inyong nakonsumo noong ECQ. Pero para makagaan, 1/4 lang muna nito ang kailangan bayaran. Ang balanse, pwedeng i-installment.
At good news, bumaba ang overall electricity rates ng 2 centavos per kilowatt hour ngayong Hunyo. 2 buwan nang magkasunod ang pagbaba ng rates. Hanggang sa susunod na Meralco Advisory.
With these cell sites, it affords us better cooperation and communication with the outside world. Because it is vital for FU and RMF to have this. We are now dependent on this cellular signal, and it has helped us a lot. Connectivity is not a problem because we allowed these cell sites to prevail and to be on our roof deck and our helipad. Hindi tayo mawalan ng signal sa lahat ng rooms namin dahil may cell site tayo sa taas. It's one of our major advantages. I think that's the greatest decision that I was a part of because if not, we would probably be in a worse case right now. I'm thankful that we allowed these cell sites to be installed. I'd like to think and hope that all hospitals have that. We have not had any case of cancer regarding cell sites. As a matter of fact, we employ many cell sites and many boosters inside the hospital. For us, it has saved lives. I think with this new normal, we have realized that we are more dependent on this technology. Cell sites, if not connectivity, are a must.